Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Lockdown Learning. Today, I'm going to try and help you uncover the simple steps for you to generate leads using LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the biggest platform in the world for business, and so many people are making a killing every day on LinkedIn. I myself have generated millions of pounds worth of business for myself and clients in the last 2 years alone. And I'll try and show you the easy steps today of how you can do it yourself. My name is Maureen Kane and I run LinkedIn Breakfast Club, which is a UK members club to help business owners like yourself generate leads on LinkedIn. And I'm going to share some of the top things that I do. So grab yourself a coffee, I've got mine here, and let's get stuck in. There are many reasons why you should use LinkedIn. Number one, every single business in the world pretty much is on LinkedIn. Whether you do B2B or B2C, your customers, your partners, and your competitors are on LinkedIn. So that's one main reason. The other reason, it's so easy to access people. Years ago, I used to be in sales and I used to run telesales teams. And typically the target was to do 70 calls a day. Can you imagine trying to do 70 calls a day, how many people you'd actually speak to? On LinkedIn, it's so easy to reach thousands of people every single week, which equates to zillions of telesales hours. And for now, the way I use LinkedIn, I've actually stopped doing any outbound sales. My sales reach, and I'm not saying you should do that, by the way, but my outside sales approach is, or my lead generation approach is very much focused around LinkedIn. And that's because, number one, it works, but also because it's so easy to, and we all want to make it easy for ourselves, especially now in lockdown when you can't, when people might have switched off, but it's so easy to reach people. People have their phones in their hands, they're browsing, and more business people are actually browsing LinkedIn than Facebook. I know I certainly do. So it makes sense for you to be there, number one, but it's so easy if you generate LinkedIn content, which is quality, it's going to attract people to you and it's going to outweigh those telesales calls tenfold. And typically I target myself to get 100,000 views every month on LinkedIn because I know that will generate me a great pipeline and sales every month. And I have different metrics for different clients, but I'll go through that as I go on. The classic question I get asked all the time is, why is LinkedIn not generating me leads or not working for me? And the biggest thing is time. People just don't give it enough time. Again, LinkedIn is lead generation. And if you put in 5 minutes effort, you're going to get 5 minutes of results. I spend at least an hour every day on LinkedIn for myself and for my clients. And that's from putting out content to engaging, and that will generate leads. If you don't have the time, if you run a busy business, or you normally do, pay someone to do it for you, hire somebody. There's many people, including myself, that do it for clients, but it is lead generation. Think of those 70 calls a day plus. That's what you're doing when you're generating business on LinkedIn. Hope that makes sense. So I'm now on my LinkedIn platform and I must apologise for any background noise. I am next to a school and it's now playtime. There's quite a few of them in. So I'm now on the LinkedIn platform and I just want to delve in. So free LinkedIn landing page, what's that all about? Now LinkedIn is number one, free to sign up for. So that's one reason you should do. But one of the first tips and first things that you have to do before you start promoting your business on LinkedIn is sort out your LinkedIn landing page. Now, LinkedIn landing page, took quite a little in my picture too. A LinkedIn landing page is basically your profile. That's the chance for you to promote what you do, why you do it, and what's the call to action. So here I've got my landing page in front of me. And the key purpose of LinkedIn is to put out content. Well, my strategy is to put out content regularly on LinkedIn to get people interested, to get people to know, like, and trust you, because we know that's what helps people buy, to get them to then click on my LinkedIn profile stroke landing page to get them to know more so that they then click on my websites. And I've got a few websites. But first of all, what's important, the banner is absolutely critical. This is your space to promote what you do. You must have a picture, absolutely must. and relatively current one. And you really need to have a bespoke banner. You can easily do that for free on canva.com. It's so easy. There's templates, you can adjust it. But here I've got what I do, and I've got links to the website, because even although there's places to put your website on LinkedIn, people are lazy. You need to really put that information in front of them. You need a short and to the precise headline, which I've got here. And you can also, if you provide services, you can add that in as well. So people are searching for specific services, they can add that in. Now, I change my banner probably every month slightly, depending on what I'm promoting or what I'm selling. I will change it. I will also change my headline so it's relevant, because again, every single time that you post a piece of content or you comment on LinkedIn, people see your name and your headline. So that really must reflect on what you're doing. If I'm doing a special promotion, such as a visual content training course or something, I might add that in. But that's absolutely essential. Picture, your banner, which is bespoke and got some key elements. For example, if you've got a free lead magnet, you might want to put that in. Certainly your website. And of course, you need to fill in the regular parts. The about section is absolutely critical. Again, I change this all the time. I've got a COVID video pack I'm promoting, but really keep it it shouldn't be War and Peace. I've got a bit about how I can help clients. And the other thing, which is quite a new feature, is you can now feature things on LinkedIn. So here, because I do animated videos, you can feature posts. So recent posts I've got, but I've also got some of my work. So if you've got products or services, it's really good to highlight them here. And I would suggest everybody has a couple of videos on there or something visual that's going to stand out. That's the key thing. That is your LinkedIn landing page, and it's absolutely essential. Before you start doing anything on LinkedIn, you get that nailed down. Hopefully that makes sense. And if you do have any questions, feel free to reach out to me after this video. I'll be online to answer. Now, LinkedIn spend millions of pounds advertising their site on Google, so that when you do search anything, it comes up on Google. And things like articles and company pages on LinkedIn are actually ranked on Google. So that's another reason why to use LinkedIn. But what's really important in point number 2, before you start posting on LinkedIn, is to make sure you've set up your company page. LinkedIn doesn't really focus too much in terms of LinkedIn company page activity, but it's really important that you, number one, have a company page set up, again with a nicely branded banner, which again you can create in canva.com for free. It has your logo, but also at least post content once a week, because quite often if people check you out, it will straight away see which company you work for, and they'll go and check that out. So really it's important you do that. But as I said, also if you Google your company name, the chances are it's going to appear on LinkedIn. It's going to appear on Google via LinkedIn before your website does, depending on what you do in SEO. And I do a lot of organic SEO, so a lot of my LinkedIn articles and company pages will show up on the first page of Google. So set up your company page, takes a couple of minutes, or again, get someone to do it for you. Okay, so you've got your LinkedIn landing page set up, which is your profile. You have got your company page, what's next? So that's pretty much like having your LinkedIn website, so to speak. So again, update these regularly. Don't just do it and then come back and do it in one year later. The next thing is to start putting out content. Now, content, a lot of people think, what is content? Content really is information about you, your company, your products and services to help people know, like, and trust you. We all know that people buy from people they know, like, and trust. And LinkedIn works really greatly to facilitate that, to post content from your personal LinkedIn page, not your company page, to help facilitate that. Now, the way LinkedIn works at the moment, it doesn't really facilitate organic growth from the company page. I'm sure at some point they will. So at the moment, if you want to promote your business, you need to do it from your personal page. A lot of business owners I speak to don't want to do that, but that's just the way it is. However, it's worthwhile doing, because if people get to know, like, and trust you or one of your staff, it's going to help speed up the buying process. So I would recommend, if you're a business owner, you do it yourself, or you do it under your name. Again, you can pay someone to log in and do it for you, or you appoint a marketing or a salesperson, and one person is kind of take the lead on LinkedIn in your company if you're a small team, and you do it from that. So really all posts should be generated from your company page. So it's really, really easy. All you do is start a post. There's lots of different contents you can do. You can do an image, which is just a photograph or a company. So if you're watching construction, it could be a photograph of a building site. You know, people love any insight into what you do. It could be a document post. So I'll run through some of these just now. So a document post, go to my post. So types of posts, document posts, document, GIFs, images are doing really, really well on LinkedIn just now. And I work in visual, so I do a lot of visual posts. And I really think try and mix up the type of content you do. Mix it up in terms of topic and mix it up in terms of style of content. So there's about 6 or 7 different styles. So document post really is you're uploading a PDF or a PowerPoint pretty much, and it's got a couple of pages. And, you know, I typically do things that stand out, but really something connected to what you do works really well. And I think you can do some fluffy posts, as I call them. So that's a bit more personal posts, which really gives a little bit more insight into why people should buy into you. But I think it's important weekly to do posts about what you do and why you do it, because again, you are using LinkedIn for a lead generation platform. So if you never talk about what you do, which amazingly so many people do, it's no surprise it doesn't work. So you do need to talk about what you do. So I talk a lot about videos, about sales, about LinkedIn, because that's what I do. And again, document posts work really well. That's one type. Other types of posts I do all the time. I do GIFs. GIFs you just upload as an image post. GIFs aren't just funny little things you send to your friends on WhatsApp. You can create business GIFs. Videos. That's another GIF. So videos work really well on LinkedIn. They really work well, not so much for views, but they work really well on engagement. So again, if you've got a video of either you talking or a video of your products or services, people buy. It takes people time for people to buy. People don't see you and jump think, oh my goodness, I want to work with Maureen. Typically, it takes about 7 times for people to see me before they might even connect, they might even message. But sales isn't an overnight game. And that's just, and you know, in lockdown, it could be even longer. But at this stage, you really want to be using LinkedIn to build up those connections, to start those conversations, so that when people are in a position to buy, they're going to think about you. And that's where consistency comes in. You need to be posting often, a couple of times a week. So you need to post content, and you need to post a couple of times a week. I typically post about 5 times a week. And again, depending on what I've got on, I don't beat myself up if I don't, at least 3 times minimum. But, you know, I mean, the views are constantly going down for LinkedIn, so you do have to post more and more to get those views. If I get an average of 3,000 views, I post 5 times a week, that is 15,000 a week. But, you know, you'll get the odd day you make it 15, you make it 20,000. And depending on the number of views, sometimes I'll post twice a day. I wouldn't recommend posting more than once a day until you start getting some traction. So post once a day, 3 times a week at least. That's the key metric you want to remember here. Now, there's no point in having a network unless you've got people in it. Connecting with people regularly is really important in terms of growing your network, but also targeting the right people. So it's really, really simple to connect to people. Typically, you want to connect to people certainly every month. And there's a couple of reasons for that. 1, to grow your network. 2, to target the right kind of people. And 3, LinkedIn, as well as showing it to your existing connections, typically shows your content to new connections first. So that's key. I typically try and connect to people every week. I never used to, but I've learned that's a good way. So first of all, how to target people. First thing you want to do is type in your target network. So let's say I'm looking for marketing. So just want to show you how easy it is. I'm going to type in marketing and spell. I am dyslexic, so I'll use that excuse. Marketing. Okay, so first of all, I'm just going to type in marketing. Typically, I type target either business owners or marketing. Then I'm going to go to people. And then I'm going to go to location. Again, a targeted network makes it easier to sell to. And recently, since Brexit, I've been targeting UK. You might target ever. And quite often I'll target London because despite my lovely Glaswegian accent, I am based in London. So it's quite nice, typically in normal times, to meet people for a coffee. But even now, I like to connect to people in London because it makes business easy. So, and also go to connections, and you don't want to connect first because you're connected. Click second. Now, I've got a few standard messages I use, and it's something really simple, not salesy at all, because that's the thing about selling on LinkedIn. It's selling without being salesy. And my background is sales, but this is why I love LinkedIn so much. It's such an easy way to sell. You connect, you put content, and people come to you. It's beautiful. I haven't done a cold call in about 3 years. So basically, let's say I'm going to connect to Marketing Strategy Orlando. So you click connect, add a note, and I'm just going to say, hi, Orlando. I'm going to do this live. I'll just say, how are you? Because again, people buy from people. I'm not selling at this time. All I'm trying to do, that's the key thing, don't try and sell in the first or even second message. I'm trying to spark up a conversation. Well, really what I'm trying to do is get them to connect. But so how are you? I'm currently, now this could take a while because my spelling is atrocious. I'm currently expanding. I hope nobody's timing me. Expanding my LinkedIn network. I'm trying to network. And I would love to connect. Now, typically, once I've done one, I'll copy and paste, but I will type in their name. So it'll be like, hi, X. I'm currently expanding my LinkedIn network. I would love to connect with you. Regards, Maureen. That's it. Nothing. Simple pimple. Send an invitation. And again, then I would go up to my messages. It's not there. I'd have to go back to invites. But anyway, I'd normally copy and paste that and do it again. If you do 100 a week, that's 500 a month, roughly. That's going to really give you a good growth of network. Now, I never used to do that, but I've started doing it the last couple of months, and it really does make a difference because LinkedIn's constantly showing your stuff to new people, and it's a great way to spark up conversations. Lots of people won't reply, but some people will reply, and you'll start a conversation, and it goes from there. So that's it on connecting. Connect every week to your target audience or target market to some degree, and send a message. Step 5 is quite simple. Once you have connected to people and you're posting content, some people will have already started engaging with you, and you want to spark conversations up in the comments. So people comment, you want to comment back. But as well as that, once a month, what I will do, I will message people who I've connected to. So typically I will send the first connection request. If they accept, then once a month, typically at the end of the month, I will then send out a standard message saying, thanks very much for connecting. Looking forward to seeing your content on LinkedIn. And quite often I'll send a link to, this is what I do. Let me know if you want to talk some more. So a little bit more salesy, but very subtle. And I don't do that, certainly, which is a big no-no on LinkedIn, is to do it straight after people send you a connection request, send a sales. People hate that, pouncing on people. Now, how easy is that to do? Let me show you. So once a month, I'm going to send it out to people who have just connected. If you go to connections, it will show you who you've recently added. And typically, again, I'll copy and paste, and I will just go through. I'm not going to do that one because I just connected to her 2 hours ago. So I won't send a message to anybody within that I've connected to within a week. So straight away, these people, I would go back, and I'm quite up to date with this. So I don't have that many, but I would go back to these people and I'd start sending messages saying, it's been great to connect, looking forward to seeing your content. How are you doing? Just keep it really light and normal conversation, not any sales, big 3-page paragraphs, a couple of lines with potentially a link to a video, which works really well, or a link to your website. And then if they reply, you can spark up a conversation and run it how you would normally run your sales leads. So this is where the magic secret sauce comes in: engagement. Nobody wants to be lonely on LinkedIn on their own. A post with no likes and comments can be quite sad. So engagement is absolutely key on LinkedIn. And the way the LinkedIn algorithm is, the more people like and comment on your post, the more people it shows it to. Because LinkedIn doesn't, when you write a post and post it on LinkedIn, it doesn't show your post, your content, to every single one of your connections. It only shows it to a percentage of that, your connection base. If you get enough engagement within the first couple of hours, LinkedIn's algorithm will think, oh, wow, this looks like an interesting topic, as well as lots of other factors, which we don't know fully, but the type of post, type of content, type of subject. And if it passes certain bandwidths within LinkedIn's algorithm, they will then show it to more of your connections. And if more of them then engage, then they will show it to your second degree connections and your third degree. And that's how you get a potential viral post. But it all starts with that initial engine. You need to get people to like and comment on the first couple of hours to make sure that your content gets seen. And whether I should say something about this or not, but there's lots of ways to hack it, and this is why I run the LinkedIn Breakfast Club. Check it out for yourself. But basically, there's about 60 of us in the group. We're UK business owners, and we all engage in each other's content to make sure that our content gets that initial engagement. And then what that does is LinkedIn shows our content to different people. That's the key that gels everything together. With doing everything else that I've mentioned and you don't do this, your content might struggle. So this is a gel that brings it together. You need that engagement within the first hour. And maybe your content is so good you don't need it, but even some of the best, or influencers as they're called, typically are in groups like this. So engagement is key. And engagement isn't just about getting one of my posts that went viral. And it's not just about getting the comments, it's actually commenting back. So when people comment, that you're jumping in, you're starting conversations, you're tagging them in so they come back to LinkedIn. Because LinkedIn, if you think about it, they spend millions of pounds getting people to their site. They love it when you bring people back, because the more people that you bring back, they can target big businesses to spend advertising dollars based on their user base. And their user base is billions. So, by lots of different things, you can get viral posts. This is, I've had many posts over 100,000 views. It's not all about the views, as everybody says. It's about engagement. Sometimes I've had posts which have had 500 views, 30 comments, or even 10 comments, and it's landed up by somebody messaging me and also, getting the sales. So engagement is key. So whether you get your friends to comment on it or whatever it is, it makes a difference. But the key thing is about the people that engage, which makes it a little bit more complicated. Let's say, for example, you're targeting the UK market or whatever market you're targeting. I'm targeting the UK typically. The people that every time somebody likes and comments your post, they're taking your content to their network. So if I've got 20 people liking and commenting on my content in London or in the UK, and they've all got 50,000, let's say they've got 10,000 connections each, every time someone likes and comments, it's taking my content to their connections. So that's where the views aspire from. So if you've got 10 or 20 good business people that are clubbed together to really engage on your content, it's going to go to all their network. And if they get good connections, it just spirals out of control. And that's where you get random people liking and commenting on your comments. But I could talk for hours about LinkedIn. Please, if you've got any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and certainly do connect to me on LinkedIn. Where's my profile? There's my profile, Maureen Kane, Videopreneur, because that is my day job, creating videos. But certainly reach out to me if you've got any questions. Happy to have a virtual coffee. But there's so many things I could talk about, hashtags, etc. But I do quite often talk about and give out free tips and hints on LinkedIn. So if you follow me on LinkedIn, that's a great way to find out more. So thank you so much to Stuart and the guys at Lockdown Learning for asking me to do the training. It's been my pleasure. Please do implement it. We're talking a few simple steps. If you don't have time, pay someone to do it for you. It will pay off. My name is Maureen Kane. If you've got any questions, please get into contact. Have a fantastic day. Take care. Bye-bye.